register being compiled. Similarly, in the Fidia Secretary East District constituency, the EC diabolically reported 14,263 instead of the actual registration of 8,975, which was an addition of 5,288 registrants to those who actually registered.
Meanwhile, the new voters registration exercise for senior high school students started on Friday at schools without registration centers across the country. The EC announced that the two-day exercise is to enable SHS students who are 18 years and above and eligible to partake in the upcoming general elections to register for the new voter ID card. Now, during a visit to some of the schools in Accra by Citi News' Nia Yikwe, health safety measures had been instituted for a successful process.
In a composed atmosphere at the Achimota School, the exercise was being conducted for students, teaching and non-teaching staff. Students thoroughly washed their hands and had their temperatures checked by some of the EC officials before their entry into the assembly hall of the school to be registered onto the new electoral roll. The social distancing directive was also being adhered to by both the students and other members of the school. Registration officer at the Achimota School, Alexander Ajiman, says eligible students who do not have the requisite documents for attaining the new voters ID are guaranteed for by their teachers.
We started this morning, and so far 61 people have registered. It includes teachers, masters, and we have now started registering the students. So in totality 61. The students are yet registering. You know, a lot of them do not have their ID cards here, so they are guaranteeing for each other, and their masters are also guaranteeing for them. As you can see, they are sitting 2 meters from each other. As you can also see, there are sanitizers. Any student who comes to our table get a sanitizer in his or her palm before we proceed.
At the St. Thomas Aquinas SHS at Cantonment, students had queued in a bid to register for the new voters ID card. Others also had to seek shelter in an uncompleted structure as they waited to take their turn in the registration exercise.
For this place we started yesterday, and so far because of their number we are a mobile team. That means we go to centers where there are lots of places, and basically the mobile team is for the students. So we started at Labone Secondary School, finished there yesterday, came here yesterday morning, registered 100, and today we are still on the process. So until we register each and every student, then we'll move to another school.
One of the applicants, Stephen Tete, outlined the need to engage in the exercise.
As you can see how the global world is becoming, everything is becoming biometric and other stuff, and I think to get to a time that without these cards that we are doing, you wouldn't be able to do much. So the cards are really important, and then we need to get them. As a good citizen, you have to vote to choose your leaders. And I think to be a proud and a good citizen, you must have your voter's ID card.
Students at the Osu Presbyterian School were also abiding by the social distancing protocol. Headmaster of the school, Vincent Esau, spoke to Citi News on other health safety measures instituted by management of the school for a smooth process.
And so before a student enters the school, the temperature is taken, you wash your hands, and then we ensure that there are space between the children, social distancing. And so we transfer that protocol to the center. Nobody from outside the school is allowed to register. It's for only the students. And perhaps if there is chance, a few staff could take advantage and register. And so what we are doing is that there is a Veronica bucket there. You wash your hands, they take your temperature, then you sit. We have 10 students at a time and class by class. So when it's not your turn, you remain in your classroom. When you come, you are seated. When the turn is finished, then we call in for the next batch to ensure that nobody is overcrowded at any place.
Now, in the Upper East region, some eligible students who went through the process successfully to secure their voter ID cards commended the Electoral Commission for giving them that opportunity. Correspondent Frederick Awuni has more.
Out of over 50 senior high and technical schools in the Upper East region, only 23 of them, alongside other institutions, were used by the Electoral Commission as registration centers for the ongoing voter registration exercise. During a visit to some senior high schools, such as the Boatenf Girls and Boatenf Technical Institute, the registration process was ongoing smoothly. Eligible applicants wash their hands with their temperatures checked before they are allowed to go through the 4-stage process, after which they are issued their voter ID cards. Some students spoke to Citi News after going through the process successfully.
I've gone through all the procedures and I'm having my voter's ID here. I can vote through this one and do any other financial transactions. And I thank the government and the EC for that.
I'm excited today that now I have my voter's ID card as a Ghanaian. Today I've qualified to be a Ghanaian. When we came, they took us in process. I filled my details and then they took my passport. Now I'm now a Ghanaian. I'm happy. We thank you, Ghana. We thank you, Nana. We are happy and we are proud of you. Thank you all.
Very, very happy for doing my voter's card. I really thought we wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to do the voter's card because of my excuse. But the government have done well for giving us the opportunity to do our voting card. Now when it comes to the procedure, it's very easy. I just came in from my class. I met a gentleman. He showed my form. Then I went for my fingerprint. Then I went for my photo. And now I have my voter's ID card. And now I'm very, very happy because it can help me in so many things when it comes to further education, financial transactions.
Definitely my voter's ID card and I'm happy I've done it. I came to a gentleman, filled my form after I went and took my fingerprints, that I had my photograph, and now I have my ID here. I'm so happy that I've done it because it's going to help me a lot in my future, especially as a Ghanaian. I have to also use it for voting, and I'm someone who is also dedicated and I want to do everything that a responsible citizen does, and I'm happy that I have the ID and can help me vote.
But not all second cycle institutions in the region are part of this exercise. Upper East Regional Director of the Electoral Commission, William Obin Adakwa, says only schools without gazetted registration centers close to them are targeted for the special exercise. He says the Ghana Education Service may have to come out with another option to enable other eligible students who cannot be captured under this special exercise to also go through the process.
Well, I wouldn't be able to understand, but initially, personally, if you ask me, I would have loved that they are well organized. Such institutions are well organized by their tutors and moved in their buses to such registration points. But if there are, or there is any kind of directive preventing them from going out as a result of COVID, then I don't know how best the Electoral Commission is going to help them in that situation.
The EC says senior high school students who will be registered under the special dispensation will be given the opportunity to transfer their votes in October. The Commission says it will assign the students to polling stations once they register and create room for them to transfer their votes if they so desire.
The GES wrote to the Electoral Commission looking at the circumstances that we find ourselves. Students in the senior high schools are not expected to leave their campuses. Even parents are not expected to visit them. They have the right to register and vote. If we are not able to capture all of them, the Commission will also find another time and then make sure that the rest of the students are captured. what the commission will do is that there are nearby polling stations that the students will be registered into. The students have also been catered for under the new CI, which will mature very soon, and that will give them the opportunity to effect transfers. So though they can register on campus, there is an opportunity for them to transfer their votes to wherever they will be come 7th December. Those who are in their homes can also register at the various registration centers closer to them.
Now, the High Court has convicted 3 senior executives of defunct venture capital to over 18 million cedis in restitution to the state. This is based on an agreement which 3 of them, Daniel Duku, Irene Anti Mensah, and Frank Abuaji, out of the 6 standing trial in the case. The agreement had earlier been rejected by the court presided over by Court of Appeal Judge Anthony Opong, sitting as an additional High Court judge in June this year, but was reviewed on Friday, July 10.
Under the agreement, Daniel Duku will pay an amount of 15 million Ghana cedis, the equivalent of $26,063, to the Venture Capital Trust Fund and a fine of 500,000 cedis to the state. These he will pay in addition to the seized properties. Irene Anti Mensah will pay 1.5 million Ghana cedis to the Venture Capital Trust Fund and a fine of 100,000 Ghana cedis to the state. Frank Abuaji Mensah will pay 1,195,000 Ghana cedis to Venture Capital Trust Fund and a fine of 100,000 Ghana cedis to the state. The properties include 5 vehicles, 6 apartments of 3 bedrooms each at Georgetown Heights, and 8 buildings in the Jekum Presidential Villa at Adringano. The payments are to be made within 3 months from Friday, July 10, 2020.
Let's move on to some other stories. And the Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, says Parliament will not shut down amidst COVID-19 fears. The comments come at a time when some state institutions have stalled operations after recording COVID-19 cases. Now, some staff of Parliament are on record or have tested positive and currently on self-isolation. Now, the Speaker argues that the House must continue to be in session to ensure that the state keeps functioning. We have more in this report.
The Bulk Oil Storage and Transport Company, BOST, and the Ministry of Finance are some state institutions that have adopted different modes of work after recording cases of COVID-19. The Speaker of Parliament on Friday provided justification for the House's decision not to halt the conduct of business. Professor Michael Quay indicated that fumigation had been carried out in the House as part of preventive protocols.
We all know one thing. Parliament is not like many other places that you can simply and easily say we have suspended or closed down. Very soon, the Honourable Minister for Finance is going to read the supplementary budget. If Parliament doesn't sit, the country will shut down. There will be no money. It's as simple as that. So as for Parliament, please, let us know we are in a very, very peculiar situation. In fact, government departments can operate in case of emergency separately and individually. Parliament is Parliament. So let us also be very careful about how we manage protocols and matters concerning us. In fact, it looks like it may have to be the last stop. That is Parliament. Otherwise, there is no country. So we are in a very, very critical situation, and we will accept it as such and operate as such.
The ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee of the House, Gavins Abuja, later cautioned government against renegotiating an agreement with the strategic partner for the management of Terminal 3 of the Kotoka International Airport.
What exactly is a strategic investor bringing? Is it to come and manage it so that maybe the minister and all the directors are not capable of managing it? I don't think at this stage of Ghana's life, we needed a strategic investor to manage an airport. When we can find our own money and build it, we don't need anybody to manage it for us. So whoever is doing the negotiation, we are told there's no agreement yet. So whoever is involved in this strategic discussion, please watch what you are doing, because it may not be in the interest of the people of this country, and they may take a second look at it when government changes.
The minority leader Harry Idrisu also demanded neutrality from security agencies deployed to parts of the country in relation to the ongoing voter registration exercise.
We have received reports of intimidation and harassment in some instances, particularly in the Volta region, of the military even entering houses and asking persons questions. Our caution to the Ghana Police Service and to the Ghana Armed Forces is that they should stay neutral as a state institution and work to secure the peace, stability, and security of our country, and that partisan politics is not their calling. They should not allow themselves to be used for that purpose. Therefore, all acts of intimidation and harassment by members of the Ghana Armed Forces and the Ghana Police Service must cease henceforth.
Deputy Minister of Defense, Major Retired Derek Odro, however, disagrees with the minority.
Sages have never taken sides in any political endeavor. If yesterday they did not take sides, today why should they take sides? Ever since soldiers were deployed at the border, last year, 2019, nobody complained. Have we forgotten that Honorable Okujeto Abrakwa, Chairman, no, ranking member for Foreign Affairs, requested the Interior Minister to come and brief the House on the steps that he has taken to ensure that terrorists will not near this country to attack us. Once they were attacking Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, and the other nearby countries, the Interior Minister came here and said that troops have been deployed at the borders since 2019. They have been there.
The House adopted a report of the Defense and Interior Committee on the urgency of the Security and Intelligence Agency's bill. The House concluded sittings for the week by adopting the report of the Defense and Interior Committee on the National Securities and Intelligence Bill. Reporting for Citi News from Parliament House, my name is Duke Mensopoku.
Now, the Ghana National Ambulance Service says the number of persons suspected with COVID-19 that its vehicles are conveying within the Greater Accra region has reduced sharply. According to the service, the decline in the numbers is as a result of how people are stigmatized after being carried by an ambulance from the communities. Here's a report by Citi News' Philip Nilati.
As the number of COVID-19 cases increase in the country, with the Greater Accra region having the highest, one may think that it will have a toll on the ambulance service. Deputy Coordinator of the National Rapid Response Team for COVID-19, Nathaniel Amwa, says most people are scared of being stigmatized whenever an ambulance appears in their communities or homes. He says the situation has compelled many who test positive of the virus within the region to self-isolate or visit the health centers on their own.
When you look at the degree of increase compared to previously, you can tell that in Greater Accra, the cases that the National Ambulance Service is picking has reduced, but compared to the Ashanti region, which is increasing now, and it is largely due to now most persons in Greater Accra would prefer self-quarantine or the home isolation compared to going to the isolation centers, because you know the stigma associated with the patients suffering from COVID-19 is making them try to self-isolate instead of going to the isolation centers, and that accounts for the reduction in Greater Accra. I think it's largely because of stigma. You know, when people see the ambulance in the neighborhood, whether it's COVID or not, people tend to say that probably this is a COVID case they are coming to pick. So some people will prefer to go with the ambulance, some will not. But most of the times they would go with the ambulance. But now it has reduced, I think, because of the stigma associated with.
Mr. Amwa appealed to government to provide them with enough personal protective equipment to enable them attend to the few cases they receive.
I would urge the government to provide more PPEs. The government should provide more PPEs because, we need it on a daily basis to attend to cases. In fact, we even had a call yesterday that there has been some allocation that National Ambulance Service can come and get some. So today, I think personnel have been sent to go and then bring them. So we need them. We need them on a daily basis. We use them, so we need them. So they should be in excess instead of in shortage. They should be in excess.
Authorities at the Ashanti Regional Secretariat of the Ghana Ambulance Service have disclosed to Citi News that they have been compelled to increase the number of ambulances designated for transporting COVID-19 patients from isolation to treatment centers due to the increasing number of cases in the region. Citi News' Fatih Aminu Ibrahim reports.
The Ashanti region has so far recorded over 5,000 of the 23,463 cases of COVID-19 in the country, thereby making it the region with the second highest number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the country. As of July 10th, the region had recorded the highest number of COVID-19 related deaths, with a total of 58 out of 129 COVID-19 related deaths in the country. According to the Ashanti Regional Administrative Manager of the Ghana Ambulance Service, Somek Diu Milon, due to the increasing number of cases in the region, they have been forced to increase the number of ambulances and officers designated for transporting COVID-19 patients from 1 to 3 within the last 3 months in order to meet the increasing number of patients from isolation centers to treatment centers. Somek Diu Milon revealed that their outfit had so far transported about 800 of the over 5,000 COVID-19 confirmed cases to various isolation centers within the region.
Initially, we started with one ambulance, went somewhere in March for the transportations. And actually, in the Ashanti region, we go to all the districts to move cases to the isolation centers. We started with one ambulance initially. When the cases got to a certain point that the one ambulance will not sustain it, we have to add another ambulance. Just about somewhere June, middle June, thereabout, we added the third ambulance because our numbers were going up day in, day out. So currently, as I talk with you, Ashanti region, I don't have the update of yesterday and this morning, but I can tell you that we've transported over 800 cases in the region to isolation centers and treatment centers. This is between the March till, let me say, what's that, Wednesday, March after as a Wednesday. So we've been able to transport about 800 cases across the region. For now, we don't have any backlog.
He also appealed to individuals and organizations to support them with some personal protective equipment to aid in their operations, as their only source of PPEs was from the Regional Health Directorate. He said although they had so far not faced difficulties with regards to PPEs, they would, however, need more, considering the number of increasing cases in the country.
With the PPEs, if you have any PPEs, any form of help you want to help us with, it's welcome. We are still fighting this fight. We don't know when it's ending, whether soon or not. We can't tell. We still need this. As I said earlier on, we are relying on the Ghana Health Service, Regional Health Service, to help us with PPEs. I mean, when we are able to get some, it will help us much. And any help of any sort you think, it will help the National Ambulance Service to fight this pandemic is welcome.
Meanwhile, some residents also believe authorities must enforce the compliance of all COVID-19 safety protocols in order to limit the spread of the virus.
I believe that the authorities, the municipal authorities, the district assemblies and the nation at large should sensitize our people, and also the law enforcing agencies should also be empowered to punish offenders. I think, as Africans, either you use the theory Y or the theory X. So I think the theory X will do, where we'll go the strict way. So I think that when the authorities put in those measures, it will help.
They have to enforce the law. People should wear the mask. People should make sure that without the mask, you don't even enter buses. It is very important. If we don't do that, then the case of the death is not going to be reduced. We are still going to have an alarming cause of this, or a lot of people dying out of this.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom. When we come back, Defense Minister gives indication of deploying the military to enforce COVID-19 protocols in the Accra metropolis.
We'll tell you more on that particular story. Don't go away.
Rigworld Solutions, forging the frameworks of Ghanaian industry. Engineering solutions from the heart of Takrady, Kejebil. At Rigworld Solutions, we manufacture industrial bolts and nuts, fasteners, hoses and fittings for the extractive and petrochemical industries. World-class products with local expertise. Locate our factory in Kejebil of the Takrady Takwa Road. Call 0302 949917 or 0540 107504. Email enquiries at rigworldsolutions.com. Rigworld Solutions, crafted in Ghana, engineered for the world.
Ghanaians don't always agree, and that's fine as long as we respect each other and play by the rules. It doesn't matter who you vote for. What matters is that you make your voice heard and that every vote counts. A new clean voters registry ensures that no matter who you vote for, democracy always wins. Go out to register today.
Welcome back. Now, the Ghana Armed Forces has indicated its preparedness to monitor and ensure compliance of COVID-19 safety protocols and sanitation within the Accra metropolis. The Greater Accra region alone has recorded 12,560 cases out of the 23,000 cases recorded nationwide. Speaking at a handing over ceremony of 5 pickups to the Ghana Armed Forces on Friday, Defense Minister Dominic Nitu said the Army will do their best to curb the spread of COVID-19 across the country.
The Ministry for Sanitation and Water Resources, in partnership with waste management company Zoomlion, on Friday presented vehicles to the military to support its COVID-19 monitoring activities. This is part of efforts by government to ensure strict compliance of COVID-19 safety protocols. Making the donation on behalf of her ministry and waste management company Zoomlion, Cecilia Dapa emphasized the need for cleanliness in the wake of COVID-19.
practicing personal hygiene and general cleanliness can save about 1 million lives a year. And we are deepening in this era of COVID-19 personal hygiene and general environmental cleanliness. We are also aware there's this famous paper I carry around that animals do not litter in the forests. And it's true. I'm sure the forces will bear me witness, because when you go into the forest, what you see is foliage and cleanliness and freshness and everything that you want to see in a good environment. I would want to humbly suggest that in our pursuit of general cleanliness, let us behave like animals.
Receiving the vehicles on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces, Defense Minister Dominic Nitiwul assured the military's preparedness to curb the spread of COVID-19 and charged the yet-to-be-deployed team to attach a human face to their endeavors.
In this era of COVID pandemic, the presentation is timely and is essential. I therefore wish to assure the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources that these vehicles will be used for the monitoring of the environmental sanitation program by the Ghana Armed Forces. And to the officers who will carry out these tasks, please ensure that the job is done and done professionally. Ghana Armed Forces has the respect of the population. That is why when it comes to programs like this, the ministry will want to partner with the Ghana Armed Forces. Please don't fail the nation. Do your work with a human face, but do it with efficiency and professionalism.
Now, the Ministry of Education has stated that close associates of the sector minister who have also tested positive for coronavirus are in isolation. Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh was recovered from COVID-19 infection, noted that some of his staff had also been infected with the virus. The head of communications at the ministry, Eko Vincent Tuffour, spoke to journalists about the development on a Friday during its disinfection exercise at the ministry. And he said the associates were in good shape and were also asymptomatic.
On Friday, the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service closed their offices to allow for a disinfection exercise. The exercise follows reported cases of coronavirus at the facilities. The decontamination, which was conducted by waste management company Zoomlion, saw the reception, offices and meeting areas of the facilities disinfected. This was done to stop the spread of coronavirus in the facilities. Head of Communication at the Ministry of Education, Eko Vincent Tuffour, gave update on some close associates of the Education Minister who have also contracted COVID-19.
About 90% of his inner circle has gotten coronavirus. And he added that apart from him, all of them are also asymptomatic. So what it means is that none of them had shown any signs of coronavirus. And for that matter, they were all well. As we speak, I can say on record that those who are part of his inner circle and contracted the coronavirus are well. They are not showing any signs of coronavirus. And I'm sure that in no time, they will resume to work.
This will be the second time the exercise has been carried out at the Education Ministry and other government institutions. The coordinator for the exercise has been explaining the rationale behind what she calls the double disinfection of government facilities.
We have disinfected already, but we're hearing that there are cases. It means that we would have to do more. Once disinfected is not a proof that the whole place is safe enough. We have to keep observing the protocols and doing regular disinfectations. So we are doing the disinfection again because we have the tools, we have the logistics, we have the equipment, we have the people, and we can't let it lie and watch Ghanaians.
Now, 3 people sustained knife wounds while several others escaped unhurt after a group of thugs numbering over 20 attacked the Boatenf Chief's Palace, which is under the Boatenf Traditional Council. Now, properties running into thousands of cities were also destroyed. Correspondent Calvin Stete has more.
The attack on the palace happened at around 11 a.m. whilst the chief of Boatenf, Nana Oko Buaban Kwa Othenyi II, was welcoming some sub-chiefs to his palace in Opekuma, a suburb of Kaswa. The thugs, who numbered a little over 20 and wielding guns and machetes, besieged the Boatenf Palace, caused damage to cars that were parked at the premises. 3 individuals sustained knife wounds and were rushed to a nearby hospital. According to the chief of Boatenf, this is the 3rd time they have been attacked at the palace. He narrates the incident to Citi News.
So I was thinking, maybe one of the boys is fighting with somebody or something. So I decided to get out. And the chief that I'm sitting beside pulled me back. So no, I don't go. I think it is a violent. Oh, so I head back, and I then ran to room. So the other man hold me and we enter the room. So I called the crime officer. So in the moment, about 10 to 15 minutes, the police were here with the soldiers. So they came and asked, and I told them this, and they go. So later, and there was another police came in and said, somebody has reported me, and I don't know the report, so they need me at the police station. So I went to the police station. So I'm now coming from the police station. I'm a gazetted chief from National. I don't have problem with anybody. So I'm begging to the government, I'm begging the police administration to take the steps concerning this particular issue, because it has been over.
Some eyewitnesses who were at the scene of the incident also spoke to Citi News.
And I met 4 motors. With each motor contains 3 people. Before that, the one that came to give thanks brought some people also with motor. So I thought they are part of them. That's why I didn't call anybody that land guard people are coming. So the moment I crossed the road, I heard pow, 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 pow. I said, what is going on? So I have to run and come. So the moment I came out, so I met one of the leader, tall Rasta man. Now I asked him, what is going on here? And he showed me a gun. He showed me a gun there. If I talk, he will shoot me. And then I stepped back. Then they started destroying all the cars over here. Since they are using gun, I have to run for my life.
This is about 3rd time that they are storming this house and they are going scot-free. If you say our chief will tell you, and yes, we are fed up.
The Kaswa District Police Commander, DSP Samuel Odami, says they are yet to send a situational report to the Regional Police Command for action.
Now, managers of the COVID-19 National Trust Fund are asking authorities of health facilities who have taken delivery of personal protective equipment from the fund to ensure transparency in its distribution. Now, 7 COVID-19 treatment centers and health facilities in the Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono and Bono East regions have received PPEs and other medical items to support them in the management and treatment of the virus. Ashanti Regional Correspondent Hafiz Tijani reports.
The medical items form part of a consignment worth 10 million Ghana cedis to be distributed to institutions and individuals directly deployed in the fight against COVID-19 across the country. Some frontline workers have complained of the unavailability of personal protective equipment, a situation they bemoaned. Member of the Board of Trustees of the COVID-19 National Trust Fund, Gifty Afeni-Dazi, led the donation of the medical items to health facilities in the 4 regions.
Infrared thermometer guns, scrub suits, head covers, all sizes of coveralls, heavy-duty aprons, disposable aprons, utility gloves, examination gloves, sterile gloves, gynae gloves, N95 face masks, surgical face masks, goggles, and many more.
She wants authorities of the beneficiary institutions to ensure the prudent use of the items.
We expect them to use them effectively. We expect that there are a lot. So we expect that it will, be used for some time. And so we are expecting that people will be transparent, people will be honest enough to share, so that at least the frontline workers and all those who need the PPE and other medical items will have them.
The beneficiary institutions include the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Kumasi South Hospital, Asante Mampong Government Hospital, and the Obuasi Government Hospital. The rest include Holy Family Hospital in Techiman, Gosu Municipal Hospital, and Sunyani Government Hospital. Authorities at these facilities spoke to Citi News after taking delivery of the items.
This that we have will actually enhance our work. It will also give the health workers a lot of confidence, because like we have known, we have been working with the very little that we have, and that puts a lot of stress and fear on the health workers. Yeah.
You may have 1,000 tons of PPEs today. Within a matter of weeks, they are gone. And that's why we keep asking for donations from individuals, from organizations, from anybody willing to support the fight against COVID, to come to our aid and support, to complement the efforts of governments. So this one will go a long way to help us in our fight against COVID.
You're still watching Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Still ahead, special ward of the Accra Psychiatric Hospital gets facelift following special Citi TV report.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Thank you, sir. Hello, my name is Samuel Ofori, a film actor and a film director. Because of the nature of my job, the taste for quality things is endless. Quality phones, quality laptops, quality TV sets. Let me show you my secret. Here is Franco Trading Enterprise. My secret for quality laptops, quality phones, quality TV sets, accessories, come on, external hard drive, pen drive, name it. For bulk purchase and retails, come to Franco Trading Enterprise. They will reduce the price for you. Franco Trading Enterprise, home quality.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. I'm John Mahama. The Electoral Commission of Ghana is compiling a new voter register in all parts of the country, and all Ghanaians 18 years and above are eligible to register. Whether you have previously registered or voted in an election before, you must register now to be able to vote in the December 2020 elections. The time to make a change is now. Register today to vote in December and make a difference in your life and that of your family. Your vote is your voice. To be able to vote, you must register. Register now, and let's do it for Ghana.
You're welcome back. Now, the running mate on the NDC's ticket, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, says she's confident of victory for the party in the December polls.
Addressing a retreat of the NDC campaign team on Friday in Accra, Professor Opoku-Agyeman expressed her gratitude for the support so far and pointed out that she would justify the confidence reposed in her.
to thank everyone who has been part of this decision. Actually, this is the first time I'm opening my mouth since Monday in public. And for good reason. And really, when I say thank you, I'm not using the words, as Ghanaians will say, by heart. I'm using them advisedly in expressing deep gratitude to everyone who's been part of this process for the repose of confidence, and more of it later when I make my first very, very public pronouncement. This is a decision that has excited many. It's a decision that we intend to turn into reality. And this group has a big role to play. I'm very impressed by what I've seen so far, and I will leave this meeting with hope. All of us together, regardless where we are, all of us with our eyes focused on the prize, all of us focused on why we are here in the first place. Closing our ranks, we know that in the spirit of the NDC, we are capable of working hard, and we will work hard. We will not be distracted. We will justify the confidence we repose in us, and by God's grace, we shall succeed.
Now, almost 2 years after Citi News' special feature about the deplorable state of the special ward of the Akua Psychiatric Hospital, the facility has finally seen the facelift it desperately needed.
There have been several complaints over the years about the poor state of the facility and how it was hampering the delivery of quality mental health care.
But a new day dawned on Friday when the special ward, which was renovated by a benevolent contributor, was inaugurated. Citi News' Na Shika Caesar was at the inaugural ceremony and tells us more.
The sanitary condition at the special ward of the Akua Psychiatric Hospital, the last time I visited, was one that no human being should be made to live in, let alone persons who are battling mental health. Every inch of the bathrooms was covered with grime and filth, and the stench emanating from the toilets was strong enough to make one's stomach churn. The situation at the wards was no different. Apart from the fact that the beds were woefully inadequate, the few beds available were infested with bedbugs and other insects, making habitation unbearable. Authorities at the facility admitted that even though they were aware conditions there were inhumane, they were financially constrained. In fact, director of the facility, Dr. Pinamana Pao, said the hospital was run predominantly on the benevolence of people. They indicated that several appeals have been made for financial assistance to renovate the special ward. Today, however, was a special day as the hospital, after several years, inaugurates the renovated special ward. The director of the facility, Dr. Pinaman Apau, said the renovation will improve the healthcare delivery at the facility.
We renovated the toilet and the bathroom facility, and that actually, I can say, cost about, it was about 90,000 Ghana cedis that we did. We've actually tore down the bathroom that was there, the bathroom and the toilet, and then we rebuilt. But these ones, we built up some walls, put in some nets, put in ceilings, and so on, and the floors.
So can you say that all the works that needed to be done is now complete, or there are still more that needs to be done?
Well, I would say that there are still more that we can do for the ward. Unfortunately, you would realize that because the infrastructure was quite old, there was so much that you could do to it. Actually, it was even breaking them down, people sustained injuries and so on. I mean, widening the doors and so on. So what the facility is looking at is if government will tear down this hospital and rebuild the hospital. That's always been our dream.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Mental Health Authority, Dr. Akwesio Say, who was there to grace the occasion, also touched on how the facility was managing the COVID-19 situation.
The hospital has done well to maintain relatively COVID-free environment. About 2 months ago, we recorded our first case of COVID patient, but that patient came from outside. And whilst on the ward, we detected that she was spiking temperature, so quickly samples were taken and she was positive. So she was taken to a treatment center. She was isolated before being taken to a treatment center. And all her contacts, numbering 120, were tested. Only one happened to be positive, one out of the 128. So that person was also taken to a treatment center. Since then, strict measures were put in place. So anybody who comes will be taken to an observation ward first for about 2 weeks. And within that time, if you are spiking a little bit, then we tested. And with that, we have detected 3 people who were positive and who, if they had been taken to the ward straight, would have infected them. So generally, it's been under control.
Reporting from the special ward of the Akua Psychiatric Hospital here in Accra, my name is Nashi Kasiza for Citi News.
Well, that's it for today's edition of the Citi Newsroom. Log on to our website, citinewsroom.com, for more stories.
Subscribe to CityTube on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Citi TV.
Download the Citi Newsroom app from the Google Play Store and keep updated on the go.
You can also watch Citi TV on DSTV channel 363 and GoTV channel 182.
My name is Vivian Kai Loco.
And mine is Umaru Sandamado. Thank you for watching.